As a veterinarian, many pet owners ask me about how much exercise they should be giving their pets. So, how often should you be walking your dog? How much you need to walk your dog depends a lot on your dog, both from the perspective of what breed they are, as well as how old they are and what their health status is. Some dogs, like, for example, border collies, need enormous amounts of exercise. You really have to get those dogs out for a long time during the day in order for them to kind of get the stimulation and the activity they need. Other dogs, for example, a Shih Tzu, they don't really need much. They can go out for a walk for a couple blocks and come home and be perfectly content. So it really, really very much depends on your dog. And, you can kind of judge this a little bit by what their behavior is like at home. If they're chewing up your house or running around all kinds of crazy in the house, it may be that they're not getting enough activity outside. If they seem like they're really exhausted and don't want to finish a walk, then it may be that they're getting over-exercised. So I think this is a good question to consult with your veterinarian about, but like I say, it really, really hinges on your individual dog. Can I just let my dog go into the backyard rather than taking them for a walk? That kind of depends. It depends a little bit on your dog. I think any dog, it's still important to get them out for some walk time rather than just have them be in a yard, unless you happen to have a really enormous yard, like acres of yard. The other thing to really think about from the standpoint of just letting your dog out in the yard is your dog adequately fenced in? So is it going to be possible for your dog to get out and run away? Is it possible for other animals to get into your yard that could potentially cause problems, whether it's another dog or a cat or a raccoon or a skunk or whatever it may be? Are there potential hazards in the yard as well? But I think it's great if you have a safe environment as a yard that you can let your dog hang around in and run around, but you still want to go out and take them for a proper walk. Is it important for dogs to run off leash? There certainly are dogs that love going to the dog park and running off leash, and I think that is great for those dogs. If your dog is going to run off leash, it is really important that they're trained properly and you have appropriate recall, so that if you need them to come back, you can get them to come back. If you have the kind of dog with such a strong prey drive that they see a squirrel 100 yards away and they're off, that's going to be a problem. Also, for much, much smaller dogs, Chihuahuas, Pugs, Shih Tzus, French Bulldogs, whatever it may be, it may or may not be important for them to have off-leash time. If they want to, and you can do it in a place where it's safe and they're having fun, that's great. But it's not necessarily, an absolute must-do for those